Hello, I'm Sherwood Bradford here in the city of Moss Point announcing my candidacy for the mayor of the Moss Point upcoming election. I've been a 33-year resident here. I'm married to a lifelong resident here, born and raised, Miss Sarisa McLeod Bradford. We raised two children here in the city of Moss Point, Simone Elizabeth, who is a 8th grade teacher at Magnolia Junior High, and Sherwood Bradford Jr., who is currently serving in the United States Army, who had just gotten promoted to be a sergeant. So we are awfully proud of that. We are very proud of the fact that we have been parents here in the school district, very active parents. We've volunteered most of our time with youth sports, baseball, basketball, you name it. We was involved in it with the two children. We are a pastor here in Moss Point at the Refuge Church on Tanner Street, and we take a great deal of joy in doing that in the city. I decided to run for mayor because of my experience. I have experienced the last 4 years here as an alderman, and I served 4 years prior to that with the Liddell administration. I know the job, I watched the job, I know the function of the government, I know how the government operates. Also, at this crucial time in the city history, we need someone who knows their way around city government. We need to elect somebody who has been involved in this process, who knows what has gone on, what has went wrong, and what went right. I know the current staff, I know the former staff, I know the citizens of this community. I have been actively involved in the last 4 years. My first priority, and I feel it's very important, that we have a forensic audit done on this community, on this city. It's not to entrap anybody, it's not to investigate any individual, it is to set the table clear as what our financial status is. We have gone through 4 different financial directors, 2 city clerks, now we're on our second mayor. The finance has gone through so many hands. We've had audits done the last 4 years. None of them has been completed. So I'm here to tell you that my priority is to get this community financially sound on a good footing, and that's what we intend to do. Along with getting recreation restarted, getting it up and running, we intend to recruit 150 to 200 volunteers to help us run that program. Also, it's important that we build us a strong economy. And the best way to do that is small retail shops, mom and pop shops, encouraging our young folks to go into business for themselves, help them by maybe creating an incubator, something they can come and we get all the resources they need to help them to establish themselves as young business folks. It is important that we build a strong economy. I have been a Democrat all of my life. I got actively involved with the Democratic Party back in the 70s. I worked on the Jimmy Carter campaign. I may be letting my age out, but I was proud to work with Jimmy Carter. I actually met the president as a freshman at Lincoln University, and we worked, and he was successful in winning that, and I think he went on to be a great president. I also worked in Michigan, in Southwest Michigan, on Howard Whoopi. You probably never heard of him. He was a 5th Congressional District congressman there for years. I was his coordinator, community coordinator. I have been actively involved in the Democratic Party even since I moved to Mississippi. I've been involved with the Democratic Party, and I had the opportunity to work on one of my opponents that is running against me right now in this race, Mr. Jeremy Anderson. When he ran against Mr. Palacio, we wasn't successful, but we enjoyed canvassing for him. We're always here to help the Democratic Party move forward. And it's important as a mayor that we engage all the community. We bring everybody together, regardless of their race, economic standards, economic background, the community they come from. I want to be a mayor to reach out across the table to the Republicans, to the independents, to those who feel like they've been left out, specifically to the Esther Tarver community. I want them to know that we're going to all come to City Hall, sit down and put a plan together, not just for my 4 years or 8 years, but for the future of the Moss Point for my grandchildren. And so I'm looking forward to engaging with all citizens in this community. And I look forward to having open door policies. I wish I could explain it all to you now, but you can find it on different videos I've done. How I intend to reach out to all residents of the city of Moss Point. My vision for Moss Point is a safe environment, recreation galore. My vision is that we have shopping centers, that we won't have to travel to the Iberville community. My vision for Moss Point is for our young children to play in the streets again, safely. My vision for Moss Point is to have an opportunity, once again in the city of Moss Point, to say this is a great river city, and where folks will come and to see us, to visit us, the waterfront, we'll create things on the water that folks will come for miles to be part of. Moss Point has a great opportunity. We have great resources here. We have to work together, put together a plan that we can create an environment and a community that folks will want to come and see and be a part of. I envision folks moving back home for good from Atlanta, from Dallas. We have had so many of our young folks just pick up and leave because of the lack of opportunities. I envision that one day they will all move back home, rebuild their homes, reclaim their property, and make this their home, make this a livable place for them. And I look forward to that day. Thank you. And on April the 6th, I ask you to vote for Sherwood Bradford for the mayor of Moss Point. Thank you very much.